Welcome back to Switcher South Africa. I'm Nicky Nash as always, and today you guys join me inside this beautiful red Mercedes-Benz C200. So we've had the C220D on test. So this video is basically to find out. I asked myself this question when I had the 220D on test: which one is the one to go for? So I spoke to Mercedes and said, you know what, can I please have the C200 so I can tell my viewers, you guys, which one to go for? So if you want to look at the car from the outside, you'll be seeing overplay videos of that. But if you want to see me speak about the car, my things I like on the outside, the in front, the rear, the interior of the car, like as I go through the interior of the car in the C220D review, just go there, click the link in the description box below, just go there, you'll see that video there, because it's the same car, just different engine. So is this vehicle the one to have, or the 220D is the one to have? So let me tell you about this vehicle, then I'll answer that question at the end of it. So this car, it's a 1.5 turbocharged engine, produces 150 kilowatts and 300 newton meters of torque. The kilowatts is a lot, the torque compared to the diesel isn't a lot, so it's down by 140, and you do feel that it's down by quite some much torque when it comes to, especially doing like an incline with this vehicle. You do feel that this car just needs that extra push. But surprisingly enough, from that little 1.5 liter engine, it gives you what you want when you want it. So it handles the power perfectly. It gives you that surge you want now, you get it. And it also has that mild hybrid system where it gives you that battery where it'll switch off the engine when you're driving. It cuts down the turbo lag in the vehicle, and it works so beautifully in this car. So just driving modes of this vehicle, you have how many? 5, because it's eco, there's comfort, there's sport plus, and individual. So in the 220D, the 220D doesn't have sport plus, and I said in the 220D there is no need for individual mode. Usually there is no need for individual mode, and in that time there was no need, because there really isn't a need. Put it on sport, eco. So here there is kind of a need, but there's still no need. Depends on the type of person you are, because I like things, right? So this car, the sound of the vehicle actually changes. You can set it. So when it's in sport, it goes louder. But I think that's all pumped into the car. So my individual mode, everything is set on eco. The engine is on eco, and then the suspension, the traction control, eco, comfort, all of that. And then the sound of the car is on sport. So I don't know, you do hear the difference, but it's, it's minimal. And speaking of the sound of the car, this car actually has pops when you're revving it. So it has a soft limiter at around 3,000, just 3,500 revs. So, but if you rev it by 3, if you go rev it, just let it go, it pops. Now it doesn't pop where you think the car is gonna pop, by the exhaust to the back. No, it pops by the engine in front. So I'm still trying to understand how does that work, So, but it is nice that the sound of the car is a bit different. And for example, I'm not sure if you can hear it, but there we go. Yes, the sound of the car is pumped inside. It's pumped inside. I don't know from outside if it is as loud inside, if you hear the niceties that you hear when you're inside the vehicle. So, but honestly, the one to have, that important question, the one to have is honestly just that last pull. Yeah, the sound is pumped inside. So the one to have, honestly, for me, it has to be the 20D. As much as I've had a bit more fun in this one, because it revs the whole way to 6,500 RPMs, where the diesel revs to like 4 or 5. But the one to have is the diesel one. One, because the fuel efficiency of that one is just insane. You can do around 1,100, 1,200 on one tank. And that alone is enough to convince me, myself, that that's enough. It's enough, is the one to have. This one is how can I put it? As much as me saying the 20D is the one to have, you buying this one doesn't mean that you bought the wrong one. It all goes down to the type of person you are. If you really like fuel, in your mind fuel is a problem to you, the 20D is the one to have. If you really care about performance, the 20D is the one to have. But if you just want to see class, for example, and you're not really performance orientated, and you're also not really fuel orientated, you know what I mean, the 200 will get the job done for an entry level into the C-Class range, the 200 will get the job done. You'll enjoy it, having it. I've enjoyed my time with the vehicle, and literally it drives amazing. The suspension, it gets over hump so well. You know, it's adaptive, so I like that. Just that there's a few things that, you know, obviously, that I do not like in terms of how. So if you watch my review of the 20D, I speak about the things that I don't like, and the things I don't like is the exact same things here. So things like heated seats are not a standard. The boot release, the boot at the back is not automatic. You need to open it up by hand. It's not much of a problem, but the problem is that when you press the boot button or the boot, it doesn't pop up itself like how I'd want the car to pop. It just goes just a bit, and then you still have to lift it up. So I do not like that about the vehicle. So there's just a few things that I do not like about the vehicle, but it's things that one can live with, because there's so much good in this vehicle. It drives amazing, it gives you the power when you need it, and then it looks amazing. Front, back, side, interior, it looks amazing. As I was saying, it looks amazing. It gives you what you want when you need it. I personally can happily, easily daily drive this vehicle. Honestly, the past week I've been thinking, I'm like, if I were to choose out of the cars I've had on test, if I were to choose a car that I'd really love to daily on a daily basis, honestly speaking, it would have to be this. The C220 or C200, the C-Class in general. It looks beautiful, it drives amazingly. As much as I've had cars that a lot of people think are dailies, like the Polo, all of those cars, for me, this is the one that I would love to have as a daily car, because it looks amazing, it gives me what you want, it's all fancy inside, and I like things. And then, one thing that I think I'm gonna press it now, because I have an issue with Mercedes-Benz sunroofs. So Mercedes-Benz sunroof, it happened in the C220, and I thought it was just that specific car. But for example, just if I speak about that, what I don't like, I'm popping the sunroof, like I'm popping it, I'm not opening it all, but the whole sunshade opens so that it can pop. You'll see it, it'll pop. I don't like that. Why can't it just open like a bit and then pop like how other cars do it? Overtake, my dear sir, in your big car. So when I speak about my issue with the sunroof and I experience the C220, see how it's popped, right? I'd come to a complete stop, or even complete stop, and I want to close it. So I'd press it, and then it won't close. Now it's closing, but I'm playing on. You guys should be seeing another play video where it just keeps bouncing. And I experienced it on the 220D, and I thought it was just that specific car, but I experienced it with this one as well. So I don't know. Do I have to close this car when it's moving or when it's at a complete standstill? Because it happens when I'm at a complete standstill, you know. So let me just try it out now, actually. So it happens, sometimes it doesn't happen. Let's see. There, see? Oh wait. Okay, now it closes. So it's, you guys, yeah. You guys saw it. You guys saw it. So I do not like that about the car. And it's my main thing about the car. Because what if it's raining? Oh, I don't want to take the car to car wash. So it's a bit of an issue. It's a bit of an issue. But hopefully Mercedes C-Class owners are not like me, who like opening the sunroof all the time. But yeah, I've summed up with the C200 for you guys. Tell me what you think about the car. My recommendation, honestly, 220D is the one to have. But even if you get this one, there's really no need for you to feel bad. It is a good car. Competitors, speaking recommendation, competitors is the 3 Series and A4, and the Alpha Giulia. And honestly, for me, personal preference, as much as people would love, okay, it's closed. As much as people love the Mercedes, the BMW, the A4s, the Giulia, you know, there's certain people like certain things. I personally, the C-Class is the one to have. I see the new 3 Series facelift, but for me, it doesn't do it like this car does it for me. And yeah, so personally, which one would I recommend? Number 1 on the list, this, and then the Beamer. Then those other two, yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. So I hope you guys like the content. Comment down below what you think about the car, and yeah, I am signing out. We might get another Mercedes. You never know from Switch Off. But yeah, I hope you guys like the content, and I'm signing out from Switch Off South Africa. I'm Nicky Nash, is in Jamadoda, and we out. How do you do outros? Bang. Yeah, bang.